Hello, my little mathematicians. I'm going to help you get started on E9, writing equations with independent and dependent variables homework. So from a word problem, you're going to identify the independent and dependent variable, write an equation, and then they might even ask you to solve something. So let's take a look at the hardest one, number 4. It says, in New York City, it costs a set fee of $2 when you take a cab and then $1.50 for each mile that you go. Write an equation using x for the independent variable and y for the dependent variable. Then if Spencer took a cab 15 miles, how much did the cab ride cost? So first of all, let's identify your x and your y, your independent and dependent variable. So remember, your y depends on what you do to x. How much money you pay depends upon how many miles you go. But if you didn't see that, I see my rate right here. And remember, whenever you see the word per, each, or every, that usually tells you the rate, and it's y per x. So the y is the money, your x is the miles. So x is the number of miles you go, and your y is the cost of the cab. Your rate goes in front of your x. So $1.50 goes in front of your x. And then your y is like your answer. So how much you pay depends on how many miles you go, because you have to pay $1.50 per mile. That's your equation. Or is it? Normally, that's it. But sometimes they have a one-time set fee or an initial fee, like this $2. Okay, so if it's a set fee, an initial fee, a starting fee, okay, those would be the thing that just gets tacked on at the end. Because no matter what, just for getting into the cab, it's $2. Then it's an additional $1.50 per mile that you go. So this is my actual equation. This doesn't always happen. Usually it's just something times x equals y. But if you have an initial or set fee or starting fee, then that just gets tacked on at the end. Okay. And now that's my equation. That's step 1. Sometimes they just ask, hey, what's the equation? Sometimes they just want to know what's the independent or dependent variable. And then they might also ask you, okay, so now that you have your equation, if he goes for 15 miles, how much is it going to cost? Well, the y is the cost, so we don't know. X is the number of miles, so I'm going to plug in 15 for x. So that means I need to multiply 1.5 or $1.50 times 15. Let's go ahead and multiply that out. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 2 is 7. 0 placement holder to move on to the 1. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 1 is 1. Now add going down. 5 and 0 make 5. 7 and 5 make 12. 1 and 1 make 2. There's one number after the decimal, so have one number after the decimal in your answer. And it's 22.5, but we're talking about money. So $22.50 for the miles plus the $2 for getting in the cab. So $22.50 plus 2, well, $22 plus 2 more is 24 plus the 50 cents. So how much is it going to cost? For that cab ride of 15 miles, it's going to cost $24.50. Okay, so use that rate to help you determine your x from your y. Remember, it's y per x. And then that also is usually the number that goes in front of your x. And then if there's a one-time set fee, that'll get added on at the end. Okay? You got this. Go ahead and finish the rest.